And it starts with this. Right now at noon, Stockton police saying goodbye to one of their own who was killed in the line of duty. This is a live look now inside at the memorial for Officer Jimmy Inn at the Christian Life Center. Friends, family, colleagues, and law enforcement from across the state are there paying their respects to the officer who was shot and killed last week.
He laid his life down to save others. He put on his uniform and badge that day, not knowing. And he exemplified what it means to have courage and compassion. He certainly had courage on that day.
Officer Inn was just 30 years old. He leaves behind a wife who is a fellow Stockton police officer and 3 children, including a 7-month-old boy. Good afternoon. I'm John Dabkovich. CBS 13's Rachel Wolf is live outside that memorial with more on how the officer is being remembered. Rachel.
Well, I think this is the first time we're getting to see more family photos, including this right here. This is the brochure or the flyer that's being given out to everybody who's at the service inside. So touching. Get to see some of the family and part of his life. A 30-year-old young man whose life was cut too short. This funeral service closed to the public, and so is the burial. But there are so many different ways that you can be watching it in terms of online, in terms of our app, CBS Sacramento, and the hearse carrying officer Jimmy Inn's body arriving a little bit before 11, along with his wife and family. Hundreds of law enforcement officers standing at attention, saluting the slain officer. They came home and here from all across the state to pay tribute to Inn. His end of watch May 11th when he responded to a domestic violence call and was shot and killed. He was a beloved member of the force who paid the ultimate sacrifice. He was giving back to the community through his line of work and also through his church. His faith was strong, and so was his family. His wife, also a member of the Stockton police force. She is now caring for their 3 children who will grow up without a father. We spoke with people who were lining up along the street to see the tribute and honor Officer Inn, who's paid the ultimate sacrifice. And one woman we spoke with said it's just really important to show up in these types of events.
It's a really good feeling because you know what? One day we're here and one day we're not. And that's huge for me. I really, with everything we've gone through, I just think we need to put that into perspective.
So what follows is a way for the public to honor him because they can't go to this memorial or the burial. The procession route will be as follows. It begins at Holman Road, March Lane, westbound March Lane, then southbound Pacific Avenue, eastbound Harding Way, southbound Center Street, eastbound Highway 4, Crosstown Freeway, and then ending at northbound Highway 99 and Armstrong Road. So already people have been lining up, a lot of folks wanting to pay their respects. His father just speaking inside. His family, Cambodian immigrants who came here to live the American dream, they were so proud of him, so proud. That smile lighting up the sanctuary inside, and the honor flag actually part of this ceremony that's traveled all over the country, a very prestigious honor in his name. So many people here, and might I just add that this is one of the first funerals for a police officer I have covered, and there are twice, if not triple, the amount of officers that I've seen in the last year. Quite an honor, not only to be here, but to watch this, be a part of it. And we'll be bringing you the stories of the people who've come to pay tribute to Inn coming up later on at 4, 5, and 6.
And Rachel, you mentioned his smile. I was just talking with somebody in the newsroom. We both said how friendly his face is. He just has such a friendly looking face. Rachel, thank you very much. Appreciate that. If you'd like to watch the rest of that memorial service, we are streaming it live right now on the CBS Sacramento app and on CBS13.com.